welcome back to Tesla Shorts Time, episode 557. It's July 30th, 2026, and I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Let's dive into today's Tesla news. Tesla hit its 10 millionth vehicle produced globally this week at Fremont, a milestone reached just 6 years after the first million. The timeline starts with the first mass-produced Tesla delivered in 2008. The 1 millionth vehicle rolled off the line at Fremont in March 2020. Subsequent marks include the 4 millionth at Giga Texas in March 2023 and the 5 millionth at Giga Shanghai in September 2023. The 6 millionth and 7 millionth came from Fremont in 2024. The 8 millionth arrived at Giga Berlin in June 2025 and the 9 millionth at Giga Shanghai in December 2025. Yesterday's coverage of production updates makes clear that Fremont remains central, even as Giga sites multiply output. Listeners should watch for how the next million units distribute across existing and any new sites. Tesla stated the 10 millionth vehicle came off the line at Fremont this week. The company noted Fremont alone produced the 1 millionth vehicle only 6 years earlier. This concentration at the original plant highlights ongoing capacity utilization there, even as other gigafactories ramp. Production records show the site has sustained high volume output through multiple model generations. Tesla entered multiple solar power purchase agreements to meet rising electricity needs from AI operations. The deals focus on U.S. projects that pair solar generation with storage. This move expands Tesla Energy's role beyond vehicle charging into data center scale supply. The contracts secure dedicated renewable capacity for compute clusters. Observers will track how these contracts affect Megapack deployment volumes. Tesla finalized power purchase agreements covering output from projects developed by Contour Global and Zelestra. The contracts secure renewable electricity for Tesla facilities. They add to the company's direct procurement of solar generation capacity. The agreements include long-term supply terms that reduce exposure to spot market price swings. Next steps include construction timelines and interconnection dates for the sites. The Nevada factory marked its 10th anniversary of battery cell and pack production. It has supplied modules for multiple vehicle lines and energy products since opening. The site continues to support 4680 cell development alongside other chemistries. Production history at the plant shows how early investments scaled into current output levels. The milestone coincides with broader battery supply chain maturation across Tesla's network. Analyst Gary Black set a $312 fair value estimate for Tesla shares. He cautioned investors against emotional attachment to the stock amid shifting fundamentals. The target incorporates contributions from vehicle, energy, and autonomy segments. Market reaction will depend on upcoming delivery and margin data. The valuation reflects a balanced view across Tesla's multiple business lines. U.S. restrictions on imported humanoid robots have shifted market positioning toward Tesla and Boston Dynamics. The policy limits Chinese competitors' access to American buyers. Tesla's Optimus program stands to benefit from reduced direct rivalry in domestic deployments. Implementation details will determine the scale of the advantage. The change affects procurement decisions for companies evaluating early robot deployments. Remember, we covered Optimus yesterday, and this policy shift moves the competitive positioning question forward by limiting external supply options in the near term. Tesla is increasing renewable energy sourcing for its supercharger network. The effort covers site-level generation and grid contracts. It aligns charging infrastructure with broader energy product goals. Utilization data from equipped sites will show the impact on operating costs. The initiative ties supercharger operations more closely to Tesla energy offerings. FCC actions under the current administration have eased certain spectrum or equipment rules that benefit Tesla's connectivity plans. The changes support vehicle-to-infrastructure and in-car communication features. Tesla can now advance related hardware and software without prior regulatory friction. Competitors face the same updated framework. The adjustments reduce approval timelines for new in-vehicle systems. Tesla contracted for the entire production of a 140 megawatt solar installation in Texas. The agreement supplies dedicated renewable power to company operations. It builds on earlier solar procurement patterns tied to AI and manufacturing loads. Construction and commissioning timelines will determine when the capacity comes online. The full output deal mirrors prior arrangements that lock in generation for internal use. Tesla reported lower incident rates for supervised FSD after European drivers accumulated 65 million kilometers. The data covers recent software versions in multiple countries. Regulators and fleet operators will review the figures for any unsupervised approval considerations. Continued mileage growth provides the next comparison point. The European dataset adds to global safety statistics collected across different road conditions. Yesterday, we noted ongoing FSD data collection, and these European figures now supply the first large-scale regional safety comparison for recent versions. Tesla established its first authorized body repair facility in India to support local service needs. The company also increased Model Y demonstration availability in the market. These steps follow earlier regulatory and infrastructure groundwork. Service capacity growth will be tracked against rising vehicle registrations. The moves strengthen Tesla's after-sales presence in a new region. An engineering student from India secured a Tesla technical position after 2 visa rejections. The account details persistence through repeated application setbacks and eventual hiring. It shows one path into Tesla's engineering teams from outside traditional recruitment channels. The story has circulated among job seekers tracking international opportunities at the company. Success in this case hinged on targeted skill alignment with open roles. A tech professional in Bengaluru turned down a Tesla position to develop an electric tractor instead. The founder previously worked at Toyota and Volvo before starting the new venture. The choice highlights alternative clean transport paths outside passenger vehicles. Local coverage frames it as a domestic innovation story. The decision reflects individual priorities in the broader electrification space. A Reddit thread in r Tesla Motors asked whether Teslas qualify as work trucks, with users posting photos of loaded beds and cargo use. 16 separate submissions showed real-world hauling examples. The discussion centers on payload, range, and durability in commercial settings. It reflects ongoing owner experimentation beyond passenger transport. The thread gathered direct evidence from daily users across different climates. An update enables more video meeting platforms inside Tesla cars beyond initial Google Meet and Teams support. Owners can now initiate additional conferencing services from the cabin screen. The feature targets business users who spend time in their vehicles. Rollout timing varies by software branch and region. The change extends existing in-car connectivity capabilities. Tesla shares dropped 18% over a short period, pushing the relative strength index below 30. The move reflects investor reaction to spending plans around robotaxi and AI programs. Oversold readings can precede rebounds, but also signal deeper concerns about near-term margins. The company will need upcoming operational updates to clarify the trajectory. Analysts note that sustained spending pressure remains a key variable in valuation models. Tesla's decision to lock in full output from a new 140-megawatt Texas solar project shows how its energy procurement now directly supports AI compute loads rather than only vehicle or home use. The arrangement bypasses traditional utility intermediaries for a dedicated slice of generation, which changes the cost structure for running training clusters and inference hardware at scale. When power contracts move from spot market exposure to fixed long-term pricing, the variable cost of each additional training run drops in a measurable way. The 140-megawatt figure represents a concrete addition to the company's behind-the-meter generation portfolio. Similar deals with Contour Global and Zalestra extend the same logic across multiple sites. These contracts also pair generation with storage capacity that can shift output to match compute demand curves. This approach differs from the conventional path taken by most AI developers, who sign broad utility agreements or rely on hyperscale providers that bundle power with GPU access. Tesla's vertical integration lets it treat solar plus storage as another internal component, similar to how it controls battery chemistry and vehicle software. The trade-off appears in capital allocation. Money spent securing megawatts cannot simultaneously fund additional factory lines or Optimus tooling, so the company must judge whether compute growth justifies the diversion. Fixed price power reduces one source of earnings volatility that otherwise appears in quarterly results. Rivals without equivalent generation assets continue to face utility rate variability and transmission constraints. The pattern also creates optionality for future megapack deployments at the same sites. Over time, the pattern suggests Tesla's energy business may evolve from a margin contributor into a structural enabler for its autonomy and robotics programs. If solar and storage capacity keeps pace with Cortex and Dojo expansion, the company reduces one external dependency that could otherwise constrain unsupervised FSD timelines or Optimus deployment volume. The next data point to watch is whether similar full output contracts appear outside Texas or whether the model stays regional. Construction milestones on the 140 megawatt project will reveal how quickly the added generation reaches operational status. Broader adoption of this procurement style could shift industry expectations around AI infrastructure ownership. Keep an eye on construction timelines for the Texas solar project and any follow-on power agreements that surface in the coming days. And that's everything worth knowing about Tesla today. TSLA closed at $298.32, down $9.12, 3%. If the show saves you time, a quick rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify goes a long way. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. I'll see you tomorrow. This show comes to you from the NERA network. If you want another sharp daily briefing, OmniView has you covered, a balanced daily world news briefing that takes every side seriously. All our shows are free at neranetwork.com. New to the network? neranetwork.com/start-here picks the right daily briefing for you in about 2 minutes. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.